What if I told you one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century revolves around a fearless woman, a vast ocean, and an aircraft that seemingly vanished into thin air? Let's embark on a journey to uncover the truth about the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart is one of history's most prominent figures in aviation, having inspired numerous movies, books, and plays. Born in 1897 in Kansas, Earhart rose to fame because of her trailblazing accomplishments as a female aviator. It was the 1930s, a time when the world was hungry for heroes, and Amelia Earhart was quickly becoming America's sweetheart. Not just because of her passion for flying, but for her determination to shatter glass ceilings in a male-dominated field. With multiple records under her belt, she had one last dream: to fly around the world. At the time, being both a woman and a pilot meant being met with many obstacles, and even her own family discouraged her from learning how to fly. However, despite those challenges, she set many records in aviation and became the first female pilot to fly alone across the Atlantic Ocean. For her accomplishments alone, Earhart earned herself a degree of legendary status. However, it is her unfortunate disappearance after she set off on her ambitious global flight on June 1, 1937, that has captivated people to this day. Her journey was well planned. Earhart and Fred Noonan, her navigator, set out from Oakland, California, on their eastbound transcontinental flight on a twin-engine Lockheed Electroplane. Less than a month later, they reached Lae, New Guinea, having flown 22,000 miles and with 7,000 more to go before they reached Oakland once again. After departing from Lae, they had to fly another 2,500 miles before they reached their next stop, Howland Island, an incredibly small island in the Pacific Ocean, to refuel. Unfortunately, overcast skies, radio transmission issues, and low fuel meant that Earhart and Noonan did not reach their destination. Despite extreme efforts to locate the plane, which ended up constituting the most expensive air and sea search in American history up to that point, there was no sign of Earhart or Noonan anywhere. Did she run out of fuel and plunge into the watery abyss of the Pacific? Or was there something more sinister at play? In its official report at the time, the Navy concluded that Earhart and Noonan had run out of fuel, crashed into the Pacific, and drowned. A court order declared Earhart legally dead in January 1939, 18 months after she disappeared. From the beginning, however, debate has raged over what actually happened on July 2, 1937, and afterward. Several alternate theories have surfaced, and many millions of dollars have been spent searching for evidence that would reveal the truth of Earhart's fate. As we uncover more of this puzzling story, if tales like this catch your curiosity, go on and tap that subscribe button. Stay with us and be the first to hear every twist and turn. Theory 1. The open ocean crash near Howland Island. Let's take a moment to think about a scenario we've all dreaded: running out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. Imagine being Amelia Earhart, soaring above the endless Pacific Ocean, and that fuel gauge sinking lower and lower. The US believes this is exactly what happened to Amelia and her navigator, Fred Noonan. Their destination? A tiny speck of land called Howland Island. The US Coast Guard was all prepped to guide Amelia in. They had the Itasca, a ship, waiting at Howland Island. Their plan was to communicate via radio and even create a smoke signal to guide the plane. But there was a glitch. Their radios weren't syncing up. The messages Amelia sent were choppy. One crucial message did come across. She thought she was close to the island, but there was no land in sight. And worse, her fuel was nearly gone. Fast forward to about 15 years ago. A company named Nauticos, known for their deep-sea explorations, decided to unravel this mystery. Their leader, David Jordan, had a hunch. By piecing together Amelia's radio messages and estimating the plane's fuel, they figured they had a lead on where the plane might have ended up. David was hopeful. He once said, "We're sure the plane is somewhere around here." But where exactly? The ocean is vast. They used high-tech sonar systems to scan a huge chunk of the ocean near Howland Island, not once but twice. And then in 2009, another team came in, using deep-sea robots, covering an area as big as the state of Delaware. But the ocean kept it secret. No trace of Amelia's plane. However, the search wasn't in vain. Ted Waite from the team said they at least now knew where not to look. While the deep sea might still hide Amelia's plane, the dedication of these researchers shows the lengths will go to solve one of history's most enduring mysteries. As the tide turns, we're left with more questions than answers. The search for Amelia continues. Theory 2. Castaways on Nikumaroro. Imagine a quiet, untouched island in the vast Pacific. This, dear viewers, is Nikumaroro, and it holds secrets that might just answer our burning questions about Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan. Picture this. After missing Howland Island, the next logical landing spot for Amelia and Fred? Nikumaroro. It's situated on the very navigational line Amelia mentioned in her final radio transmission to the Itasca ship. Now, here's where things get intriguing. Post that last confirmed message. For 10 days, mysterious radio messages buzzed the airwaves. Could they have been from Amelia? Well, a whopping 57 of them might just have. Tom King, an expert from TIGAR, a group obsessed, in a good way, with this mystery, pointed out that many of these signals intersected near the Phoenix Islands, where Nikumaroro is nestled. Imagine Amelia, on this island, radioing for help during the cool of the night, while during the day the sun's heat turned her plane into an oven. Over time, the relentless tides would have claimed the aircraft, dragging it away, and thus, the radio messages ceased. But, did Amelia and Fred really end up here? Clues began to surface years later. A British party, in 1937, found something peculiar on the island. An overnight camp. And then there was a photo, possibly showing a piece of a plane's landing gear. By 1938, settlers on the island reported finding airplane parts. Then, in 1940, an even more eerie discovery. 13 bones, remnants of shoes for both a man and a woman, and an old box that once held a navigation tool. And guess what? Modern evaluations suggest these bones could have belonged to someone matching Amelia's build. Over the years, TIGAR has made 12 trips to Nikumaroro. They've found campfire sites, leftovers of meals that aren't typical of Pacific Islanders, and get this, bottles from the 1930s, one of which could have contained freckle cream, something Amelia might have used. Today, the search continues. Special dogs with their incredible noses are on the scene, sniffing out any sign of ancient human remains. Because sometimes modern tech can't outdo a dog's keen sense of smell. As the waves continue to lap at the shores of Nikumaroro, the island whispers its tales. Was it the last refuge for Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan? Only time and relentless pursuit of the truth will tell. Theory 3. The Marshall Islands Conspiracy. The vast Pacific hides not only wonders, but also mysteries. Among them is the tale of Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan's alleged journey to the Japanese-controlled Marshall Islands. Were they simply lost, or were there darker forces at play? This theory contends that, unable to locate Howland, Earhart and Noonan took a northern detour, landing in the Marshall Islands. Once there, they were allegedly captured by the Japanese, suspected of being U.S. spies. But the plot thickens. Some believe the two aviators were eventually killed. Others suggest a remarkable twist. Amelia returning to the U.S., assuming a new identity, living under the name Irene Bolam until her death in 1982. Roland C. Renick, a retired U.S. Air Force colonel and author of Amelia Earhart Survived, argues that Earhart might have deliberately headed for the Marshall Islands. According to him, it was a two-pronged plan: rescue Earhart while gaining intelligence on the Japanese. But like many covert operations, it went awry. Fast forward, and Dick Spink, an Earhart enthusiast, has taken up the investigation. Fueled by compelling oral histories from the Marshall Islands, Spink believes Earhart and Noonan landed on Millie, a tiny atoll. "I heard a consistent story," says Spink, emphasizing the unwavering accounts of locals, many of whom firmly believe Earhart landed there. Such is Spink's conviction that he's invested his own resources in the quest for truth. Adding more fuel to this mystery, a recent History Channel documentary, Amelia Earhart, The Lost Evidence, presents an old photograph. It potentially showcases both aviators on a dock in the Marshall Islands, further suggesting Japanese imprisonment. However, skepticism is rife. Many experts, including retired pilot Elgin Long, dismiss this theory, believing Earhart's plane simply ran out of fuel and plunged into the ocean. Supporting this viewpoint, Fred Patterson, with intimate knowledge of the Lockheed Electra, argues against the plane's ability to reach the Marshall Islands based on its fuel consumption and Earhart's last known radio transmissions. Without tangible proof, this captivating mystery continues to tantalize and perplex. Will we ever unravel the full story? What all these theories highlight, however, is our collective fascination and deep respect for Amelia Earhart, a woman who dared to dream big, challenge norms, and inspire generations. As the sun sets on our journey today, the mystery remains. Amelia Earhart's disappearance is a haunting reminder of the unpredictability of adventures, the fragility of life, and the allure of the unknown. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time, keep your eyes on the skies and never stop searching for the truth.